This funky looking plant is called Haworthiopsis limifolia Variegata. And if you look really close at the leaves, the limifolia actually means file leaf. So you could see that it has this kind of ribbing on the leaf itself. Now you might actually recognize this as Haworthia, which is how I would recognize it, but I believe that a little over a dozen species have gotten put into this genus called Haworthiopsis. And now I have to actually constantly correct myself that it's not a Haworthia, but Haworthiopsis. You'll notice I have it in pretty kind of rocky substrate here, and this particular plant is accustomed to a little bit more rocky substrate, and you could find it in like Swaziland and in Mozambique as well, growing naturally. This has become a little bit more of a common plant in the houseplant market that I've seen. You could find Haworthia or Haworthiopsis a little bit more regularly now, and the variegated ones I think look really, really sharp. And these will actually grow by offsets, so that's one of the ways that they are able to actually propagate. Now, because this is a very well-draining mix, I water this a little bit more regularly because the water is not sticking in the actual soil itself. So about like once a week, but I also have this pulled a little bit further away from my southwest facing window. And with my Haworthiopsises, my Haworthias, and my Gasterias, because of this kind of darker coloration, I don't really have them up against my southwest facing window. I do have some of them, but I kind of feel like their coloration actually just bleaches a little bit, and the ones that I have a little bit further away are a little bit darker. And I think this variegation is actually quite stable, so you don't necessarily need it in like a true southern or western exposure. So I'd say that this one's approximately 1.5 feet to 2 feet away from my southwest facing window and a little bit down. So when the sun angles in, it'll actually get only probably 4 hours of a little bit more of direct sunlight, but a little bit further away. As far as fertilizer goes, you could go with a kind of basic succulent fertilizer. So you could go organic, or you could actually go a little bit more inorganic, but a lower NPK value. So maybe like a 277, 247, 347, something along those lines. And doing it on a monthly basis, I think would actually be perfectly fine for this plant as long as it's during the growing season.